Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful, where you feel life gets you down, down, down. Gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful, where you feel life gets you down, down, down. Gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time.
A very good afternoon. Welcome to World Cup 2026 live here in LFS for another great night of knockout action, and we kick off the round of 16 here this evening as the co-hosts of the tournament, Canada, I was going to say Mexico there, Canada take on Morocco in this one this evening in Houston. Two sides who really want to do what no one really expected them to do coming into this tournament in some circumstances. Canada with a chance to progress and create and continue, shall I say, to create history for their country at this World Cup. For Morocco's side, who are continuing their legacy at this World Cup and the legacy they've created over the last tournament as well. Morocco certainly one of the up-and-coming nations around the world. Well, these are the round of 16 fixtures in full between now and Tuesday. 8 games and 8 teams will emerge, and we will have our first of 8 here this evening. Of course, the first 2 games will be the matchups, and that's the way it actually works out. Each 2-set teams and 2 sets of matches will decide the quarter-final matchups for this tournament. It is a place in the last 8s, an opportunity for Canadian history and for Moroccan belief that they can once again replicate what they did in 2022 and get to the quarter-finals. We will find out. if that is to be the case. Overnight, though, we had 2 more teams confirming their places in the round of 16. Argentina needed to do it through extra time. What an absolutely incredible game between Argentina and Cape Verde last night. Cape Verde, an absolute sensation at this World Cup. I have to say, the story of this tournament, by no end, absolutely unbelievable stuff. So credit to Cape Verde. They took the reigning world champions to extra time in a knockout game of football. Absolutely beyond the wildest dreams of any of those Cape Verdeans, I'm sure, coming into this tournament. Messi on the score sheet, as well as Lisandro Martinez in a very interesting stat. But Lucas Cabral's goals, Lopez Cabral, sorry, with an absolute stunner to make it 2-2 at the time before Argentina got their late own goal winner. And it was only 1 goal between Colombia and Ghana to see Colombia into the last 16. John Arias' goal on 14 minutes was enough to see Colombia through to the round of 16, and they will play Switzerland in the round of 16. Argentina will play Egypt. So these are the full ties for the round of 16. Really good matchups to look forward to. This is the bracket version of it. So this is the way it looks bracket-wise. Of course, the teams on the left are on the left side of the bracket. Teams on the right-hand side of the bracket. Very, very exciting to look forward to for this one. Looking at this one, both sides come into this with a really strong record. Only one of the 2 teams has lost in this World Cup. That was Canada against Switzerland, but a 6-0 win in that mix, and a 1-0 thumper over South Africa, and that late goal, of course, from Eustáquio to secure their place in the round of 16. For Morocco, well, they know that they come into this one unbeaten in 32 games. Absolutely sensational stuff, dating back to last year. And they will know they will play Paraguay or France, the winner of this one, in the quarterfinals. 33 degrees on a very balmy day in Houston, but the roof is over us. Our referee this evening from England, Michael Oliver, and VAR is Australian-born Jared Gillett. So, let's have a look at the teams for this one, starting with Canada. Kripo starts in goal. Johnson, Defugero, Bombito and Larea are a back 4. Eustáquio and Sigur continue in that midfield too, with Ahmed and Buchanan on the wings. Oluwaseyi and Jonathan David are the front 2. For Morocco, Bunu starts in goal. Captain Ashraf Hakimi at right back alongside Diop, Halal and Mazraoui. Bouadi and Elanawi are in midfield, with Unahi in the 10. And wingers Brahim Diaz and Mohamed El Khanous, led by Saibari up front. So, what is on the cards here for this one in Houston? Canada against Morocco. Will we see our first co-host fall by the wayside? Or will they prevail? Or will Morocco match their success of 2022 and once again make the last 8 at a World Cup? Kickoff here in Houston is on the way next. A very good evening. Thank you very much for joining us. It's just about 6 o'clock here in the UK, and it is about to start a fabulous evening of 2 huge games in the World Cup round of 16 ties. Canada, Morocco to get us underway. Paraguay, France a little later on as well. Jesse Marsh against that man, Mohamed Ouabi, with the chance to once again match what they did 3.5 years ago when he wasn't in charge. But 3.5 years ago, Morocco are on the verge of once again making the last 8 of a World Cup. They need to win this one though, and it won't be easy against the co-host Canada, who get us underway here in Houston, Texas, on a night that could be, on a day, shall I say, that could be so special for one of the co-hosts. But for Morocco, as I've already said, they are what seems to be the most promising up-and-coming nation in the World Cup, with a mix of youth and experience. Actually, I'll have to do a restart here. There we go. They had a false start, so it took them a while to figure out that we needed to restart. Michael Oliver, our referee, did, however, get us restarted. Paddy trying to create something early. Canada in all black, Morocco in all white, so both sides have avoided playing in their home kits. This will be a really fascinating game. I'm really looking forward to this one. Canada, such threats further forward, and such a high press and high tempo, high energy type side, Canada. But they're facing a really hard to beat and difficult to face, such a physical side of Morocco. But not only that, they're not only physical, Morocco, they've got so much talent further forward and so many dangers. This could be a real festival of attacking action between these two teams. I have to say, no disrespect to Australia or Egypt, it was a fabulous ending, but it was the most underwhelming 120 minutes of World Cup football that I've seen at this tournament. It wasn't the highlight by any stretch of the imagination, but let's hope that the round of 16 gives us teams that want to attack, teams that have no fear of going for it. You've made the round of 16. Some people, that's a dream in and of itself. Some nations, it's even more expectation of maybe going a step further in trying to get to the latter stages and maybe even win the competition. But for Canada, this is the furthest they've ever reached in their history at a World Cup. So why not enjoy it? Why not embrace it? Love every single second of it. This was a Canadian side who'd never won a World Cup game before this tournament. They have 2 under their belt. 6-0 thumping of Qatar in the groups, and a 1-0 win over South Africa in the round of 32 to progress to the last 16. And you kind of feel both sides, this will be the toughest opponent they probably will have faced, albeit Switzerland would have been a tough opponent for Canada, but certainly for Morocco, you kind of feel that Canada won't be an easy team to find a way past. Jesse Marsh with his tactical analysis. Such depth. Creates such an interesting atmosphere for this one. I'm really looking forward to it. Seeing what kind of unfolds. World Cup has been so enjoyable. I mean, 12 of the 16 games in the round of 32 all ended with a 1-goal winning margin or penalties. Only 4 of the 16 games ended with teams winning by more than 1 goal. So it wasn't clean sweep for the teams that you expected to go through. We had some shocks along the way. Morocco needed penalties to see their way past the Netherlands, of course, in the round of 32. Arguably, you could say they've had a really tough run to this point. Here's Larea driving into the box here, gets to the byline, looking for the cutback. It's blocked behind for the Canadian corner. Really good run there from Richie Larea. Yeah, did well to win the corner at Ibrahim Diaz. Looked like the ball was running away from Richie Larea there, but he did well to rescue it for the corner. An opportunity for Canada from a set piece early doors here then. It'll be Stefan Eustáquio to take. He's the man who delivered them. Had a time drama in the round of 32. And he will take the first corner here for Canada. Right-footed delivery. It's narrow. Punched away by Bono. Picked up here in the middle by Larea. He will swing it back towards the area. Flicked on by de Fougerolles. Back post. A little bit of skip from the man. And Bono has to put it behind for the corner. Well, Jonathan David from the narrowest of angles tried to sneak it past Bono. Yeah, lovely from de Fougerolles with a little flick. Good delivery by Larea. De Fougerolles with a flick. Just took it a little bit away from Jonathan David, who left it a little too long. Forced it into the narrow angle. Really good stop by Bono. Paul does a really positive start from Canada though here. Another corner. Eustáquio to take again. Right-footed delivery. Headed away confidently that time. Really good strong header by Elanawi. Bouncing ball from Sigurd down the right. That's another clean challenge, but it will be another Canadian corner. It was Halal that time. Adane Halal. The sliding challenge off Buchanan to give Canada their third corner of the game in just under 2 minutes. Opportunity then again for Estacio, this time on the right hand side. Both of the other corners have been from the left. Whether that changes things as he fizzes it, flicked on the near post and didn't find Defougerol. He got it in again. Bono couldn't claim it. Larea wide to Estacio. In behind is Luc Defougerol here, holding off the markers. Surrounded by white shirts as he turned, and that was cleared away by Morocco. But on the back foot so far, Morocco. Canada certainly posing some early threats, although they almost got caught out there by Saibari. Crunching challenge by Alistair Johnston as the Canadians come away with the ball. Although Buhari, though, does really well to win it back. Certainly a player who has been impressing, Ayoub Buhari, in this tournament. Just 18 years old, the Lille midfielder. Certainly one of the future stars of world football. Ayoub Buhari. As Unahi is down here. See this again, a little shove in the back by Richie Larea that took him into Alistair Johnston. That's what had Unahi down here on the grounds. You see these early crosses from Canada. Pose real threat from set pieces so far. Bono's had quite a lot to do in the early moments for the Moroccan goalkeeper. Here is Halal. Diop. Back to Halal. Morocco trying to control the possession. They've had over just under 60% of the ball so far. Issa Diop goes back to Yassine Bono. Right to the left hand side now. It comes from Mazraoui. Halal across now. Trying to settle things back down again, Morocco, after Canada made it a little bit frantic. Morocco would benefit from that more calmer, slightly slower tempo game. Canada seemed to be the team that looked the more dangerous when the higher tempo was in the match. Bono not in a hurry as he will go darting long here, looking for a run in behind. That's well covered over by Alistair Johnston and hooked away by Crepo. That was Mohammed, or Bilal El Kanouche, shall I say, trying to make the run in behind. Alistair Johnston trying to measure one. Oluwaseyi trying to make the charge at Halal. And Oluwaseyi is going to be penalised for a push in the back of the Moroccan defender. Free kick to Morocco. Yeah. Foul given against the danger man there for Canada. Oluwaseyi. Hakimi trying to dart it towards Saibari. Well cut out that time by Bombito. Here is Buchanan down the right hand side trying to tick on a man. Run into Mazraoui, who does play it back to his keeper, and then a shove in the back by Buchanan gives away the foul. Well, it's been a frantic first 10 minutes of this game. Canada certainly the team on the front foot, to say no doubt about that. Really, and the team maybe getting a bit more joy. That's a poor ball. That was given away by Elanawi into the path of Oluwaseyi. It's on the spin. Great save by Bono to stop it. Flick back across towards David. Cleared away. Oluwaseyi with the overhead kick blocked. Frantic again from Canada. Here's Buchanan. Down the right hand side, tracked by a number. Wanted a foul, not given. And then a sliding challenge by Buchanan in frustration at not getting a foul of his own. That's going to be a free kick to Morocco. Again, beautiful this. I mean, it's awful from Morocco. Really well won back by the number 20 there, Ahmed. As he plays it through, rolled it into Oliver Shea's path. He's facing away from goal. Little flick away from Halal. And on the turn, nice left-footed strike. Well saved by Bono. Maybe needs to put a bit more pace, a bit height behind it. Just a flat strike. Easy enough for Bono to dive down to it, but Oliver Shea making himself dangerous. What would have been a beautiful goal for Canada. That's a good bit of shove there from Saibari. He was breaking through until he ran out of room and run into trouble. Well recovered by Canada, who looked in an awkward situation there. Jonathan David up against Buadi. David, little layoff. Estacio directing it out to the left. Ahmed on the ball here. Tiptoeing his way. Cuts it back to Estacio. Fed it into the path of Oliver Shea. Now Larea. Estacio couldn't squeeze it through that time. Charged away. It's Canada on the front foot. Certainly looking to take advantage of what has been a slow, sloppy start from Morocco in this one. President of the Moroccan FA, alongside the FIFA presidents here in Houston. Again, trying to play their way out of trouble there, Morocco, but playing themselves into trouble in doing so. Given away again as Estacio couldn't take a second touch. Again, it's just constant Canadian pressure. Morocco can't handle it at the moment. It's madness. Well cut out by Estacio. Buchanan. Right to the right-hand side for Alistair Johnston now. Whips the early ball in. It's not dealt with cleanly at the back post. Drops for Estacio. Measures one. Lays it off to Jonathan David. Trying to squeeze it through for Buchanan. Just about cut out in the nick of time. My goodness me, the intensity of Canada so far. The pace, the exertion. Such great endeavour. Jesse Marsh, I'm sure loving what he's seeing from his team so far. An incredible start from Canada. Really incredible start. Here is Halal to Mazraoui. Again, well closed down. It's just taken too long to move the ball at the minute, Morocco. Just playing into the Canadian press. Really good press again from Buchanan. Just doesn't allow Mazraoui any time to pick out a pass. It's a bit slow for Morocco so far. I get they want to kind of indirectly kind of slow the tempo of the game, but at the same time you're really playing into the hands of Canada here. You're a bit lucky not to be in a more difficult position than you are right now for Morocco. Diaz. Kimi back to Diop. Alanawi. Into the right hand side, less little 1-2s, and Nahi wasn't able to play it through to Hakimi, who was caught there, the Moroccan captain, by his opposite fullback in Richie Larea. Well, 15 minutes on the clock. An electric start from Canada. And a pretty sloppy one from Morocco. Remember, the winner of this one will play Paraguay or France in the quarterfinals. We could see a repeat of an incredible moment in 2022 between Morocco and France. They had such a... I mean, it was an incredible game, you have to say, at that point in that World Cup. That was in the semi-finals, I believe. It was. France winning by 2-0. Colomawani and Teo Hernandez. on the score sheet for France. That could be a repeat if France and Morocco both go through. But what a story it would be if it was the other way around. I mean, it would be the most improbable of stories that Canada and Paraguay would meet in a quarter-final of a World Cup, and a chance for either one of the two to go to a semi-final of a World Cup. Absolutely sensational stuff, but that's what's on the line. Remember, these two are well acquainted when it comes to World Cup meetings. They met in the World Cup last time around in 2022 in the groups. A group that Morocco finished top of and Canada finished bottom of. Morocco winning by 2-1 in that one. Hakim Ziyech with the opener. An own goal from Aguerre got Canada on level footing, but En-Nesyri was able to secure the 2-1 win for Morocco in that group game. That also included a group of Croatia and Belgium. What was an incredibly difficult group in 2022. Saibari in behind, just holding off his marker there. It's actually going to be an offside flag up against Ismail Saibari. Been a real bright spark for Morocco this tournament. Ismail Saibari scored some wonderful goals. He scored 3 in all 3 group. He scored 1 in each group game. 3 in total for the tournament for Ismail Saibari. Scored their first 2 goals of the tournament for Morocco, and those the 1-1 draw with Brazil and the 1-0 win over Scotland. Jonathan David spreading wide, lovely weighted ball by Eustáquio. Buchanan in behind, and the sliding challenge from Halal sees it behind for the corner. Again, really good from Eustáquio. There was question marks when he wasn't in the team for one of the games for Canada. He played his part in the round of 32 match against South Africa. It was an absolute sensation. Scored that winner. I think he's just the heartbeat of this team. I think he's perfect for this team. He's the captain. He's the leader. When, of course, Alphonso Davies isn't on the field for Canada. He's a worthy backup captain for Canada. And he will take this corner. Stefan Eustáquio. Clipped with the right foot into the area. The header is blocked by a Morocco defender from Alistair Johnston's header. I'll have to say it again, but really good delivery by Eustáquio. In the end, just a little bit of a comfortable one, you have to say, to deal with. Eustáquio trying to press to win it, does really well. Little 1-2 with Oluwaseyi. The ball now comes out to Ahmed on this left hand side. Ahmed's back inside, it comes to Eustáquio. Calmly possessing the ball. I definitely say though, Canada be much the better. Morocco haven't had a shot yet in the game. They barely got out of their own half in this first 20 minutes. Morocco, it's Canada on the front foot. It's Canada with the aggressor in this one. Bombita with a nice ball, held up by Jonathan David. He was tackled, so he got rid of the ball. The referee was going to let it play, but is going to, in the end, pull it back and give out a yellow card early in this one for the defender Redouane Halal. Yeah, it's a little late from Halal. The referee was going to initially play advantage to Canada, but decided against that, decided to allow them to have this free kick. An issue here though for Ismail Saibari. Bit of an issue with his right leg, it seems to be. did feel something after that little stattle with Bombito, but whether he will be okay or not. He's gone down again, Ismail Saibari. He's down receiving some treatment, so it doesn't look particularly great for the Moroccan man so far, and it's not been a particularly great first 21 minutes for Morocco overall. And the fans behind this whole situation certainly trying to hype their team up. At the moment, haven't really shown much on the pitch. It doesn't look good for Ismail Saibari though. Yeah, I think he's coming off here. And Sofiane Rahimi is coming on for Morocco here, the 30-year-old. This is, well, that is definitely a real disappointment for Morocco. Ismail Saibari off now. And what is a team that needs something different, but it's not because of that tactics, it's an injury issue. Will be a major worry. He's their top scorer at this World Cup. One of only 5 of the players for Morocco that have scored in this World Cup, but he is their top scorer. And he is off for Rahimi. Free kick then to Canada. Estacchio over this one. Right-footed delivery. He's gone a bit narrower there. Deeper towards into the hands of Bono it goes, but unique technique there from Estacchio. Whether he was trying to catch the keeper out, well, he just got his delivery all wrong. Either way, it didn't have the desired effects for Canada, and they end up hampering that free kick opportunity. Well, just around 22.5 minutes gone here in Houston. Canada 0, Morocco 0. Canada certainly the team on top at the moment, the better team in this game. Probably with the chances they've had, could have a 1-goal lead as Sigur was caught in the air. Referee plays advantage for now. Here's Buchanan down the left. Decides to track back as another late challenge from Morocco. Bouadi that time on Buchanan. Referee says play on. Not afraid to throw in the tackles and the challenges so far, Morocco. Canada, though, trading it back to Crepo in the goal. It's a very little involvement so far, the Canadian goalkeeper. Ball in behind. Chase there from Jonathan David. And the referee's going to see a foul against the Canadian striker. And that's going to trigger the hydration break. See this again a little late. I mean, it's not majorly terrible from El Anawi. It is a little late on Sigur. Certainly not anything too malicious. So while we have the hydration break, let's just remind you of what has been the case in the round of 32. I'll just show you the bracket of the situation right now. This is the way it looks. Starting to really take shape, the bracket now. After what we've seen in the round of 32, Brazil, Norway, Mexico, England, Argentina, Egypt, Switzerland and Colombia down that right-hand side all progressing. Paraguay, France, Canada, Morocco, Portugal, Spain, USA and Belgium all emerging from their round of 32 ties in the left-hand side. So some really keen matchups in this World Cup. Well, of the top 2 corner, Paraguay, France, Canada, Morocco today. Then tomorrow, Brazil take on Norway. That's at 9 here in LFS. Then Mexico, England's in the middle of the night. We thought that was getting changed, but that was altered again overnight. So no change. 1 a.m. kickoff on Monday morning for Mexico, England in the UK. Then on Monday, we will have Portugal against Spain. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Between those two, a really good feisty battle there in the round of 16, and USA Belgium's in the middle of the night. And then we will have the final 2 games of the knockout of the round of 16 on Tuesday. 5 o'clock kickoff for Argentina Egypt, followed by a 9 p.m. game between Switzerland and Colombia to secure and round it up for the round of 16. And as I said, we will have 7 of the 8 remaining games in this World Cup after the round of 16. We will have each and every both semi-finals, the final, the the third place playoff, shall I say, and 3 of the 4 quarterfinals, all here in LFS, and we have just 6. We have 6 of the 8 round of 16 ties as well. So we will have you covered for all but 3 games for the remainder of the tournament. So much to look forward to here in LFS to decide our winner. And as the hydration break is about to come to an end, you have to say it's been a really, really strong start from Canada. I've been really impressed with how aggressive they've been from the start, but not even only that, just how comfortable they've looked on the ball. We talk about so much pressure in these moments, in big games, in historic moments for countries. In Canada, these players are making history for their country, and they're a real inspiration for Canadian spirit right now, because they've come into this showing no fear, showing no worry. This is a team that really competed with France in the semi-final 3.5 years ago. This is a team that have looked really dangerous as to probably be a dark horse for this tournament, to go really deep. And they haven't looked like that sort of threat or concern has been upon Canada so far. They've just come out and played their football, played their style, and right now it's massively worked. Of course, not been able to create that clear-cut chance to finish, but their football has been really, really impressive so far. They have been, as I say, really impressed with the way they've started. But the worry would be for Canada, though, and we say it all the time, when teams are on top, you have to take advantage. You have to use that momentum to your favour and give yourself a tangible lead in the game on the score sheet. Otherwise, you could be faltering your best moments of the game and not really taking advantage of them against a really tough opponent, and that could be something that they'll be a little bit frustrated by, Canada. But still very early doors and a very long way to go in this one. The ball wasn't great through the middle again from Morocco. They're struggling to play at the minute, Morocco. I think their problem has been that they're just trying to force the issue a little bit. They haven't been able to tactically figure out a way. Beating Canada certainly 1v1, as that's an effort from range. Their poor giveaway initially there from Bombito, and the substitute centre forward Rahimi has the effort from long range. That's easily taken in by Crepo, but it's what they can't be affording to do, Canada. Gift Morocco an opportunity. As 9 times out of 10 they'll take it. But what I mean, Morocco at the moment, when they have the ball, when they're playing at the back, they're struggling to find the space, to find that out ball, that player who can work in the midfield, play into a little bit of space and make things happen. At the moment, we're not really seeing Hakimi in space, not really able to get the midfielders, either Bouhaddi or El Anawi, onto the ball to carry them forward. So there's just that little bit of a sticking spot for Morocco when they do have the ball at the back, which is the way they want to play. But at the moment, they're not finding that man through the lines to carry them forward and get them up the field. Canada have acres of space here to play. Both wingers having really good high involvement of Buchanan and Ahmed, and then they're working off the midfielders in Estacio and Sigur, and then the 2 centre forwards are dropping in, getting involved. They've played really well so far, Canada. And then that's not even talking about the fullbacks. Here's Alistair Johnston, long throw into the box. Flicked on as just the ball was dropping. The referee blew his whistle for a foul on Nasser Mazraoui by Luc de Fougerolles. Shove in the back of Mazraoui by de Fougerolles. Pretty simple decision for the referee there. Michael Oliver, the referee, VAR Jared Gillett, 2 well-known officials in the Premier League. Well known for, who knows, good or bad reasons. Nonetheless, Premier League fans certainly know the 2 of them. I apologise if there's any kind of wind catching the mic at this moment in time. I have a fan on because it's been quite warm here in the UK. So, trying to fend that off right now. I don't want to sweat. Not to be kind of crude, but it's been quite clammy. Anyway, 31 minutes on the clock. Canada 0, Morocco 0. I want to see more from Morocco, though. They've been really disappointing so far. Whether they're just building up patience and biding their time, but at this moment in time, their football just hasn't been great. Not been really impressed by any stretch by Morocco in these early moments. There's a lot of possession without really much, not even end product, middle product, starting product. Haven't been able to progress the ball any further than their back four, really, on too many occasions. It's been quite dreadful. Long way to go, though. That can change. Alanawi. Right to. Ball comes to Hakimi. Little 1-2s with Unahi. Space for Rahimi to break in behind, but he goes in for the battle and gives away a foul on Richie Larea. Just fixing the camera, 2 seconds. There we go. Well, Rahimi has scored at this World Cup, which will bode well. Sofiane Rahimi scored in the 4-2 win over Haiti, which he also got an assist in that game as well. He was off a season where he scored 13 goals, 6 assists for Al Ain in Saudi Arabia, where he's played his last 5 seasons. It's his lowest tally since his first season at Al Ain in 2022. So certainly not the most prolific in front of goal all season, but a reduced number of games is probably one of the excuses or the reasons for that. Nicely done there by Sigurd to work out of a bit of trouble. Bombito overhits it towards the Fougerolles. He will keep it in play, but took a long time to recover that. Look, the Fougerolles. Not much of a press either from Morocco, you have to say. They're not really pressing Canada too much. Certainly not as intensely as you would expect in situations. They get themselves into trouble there, Canada. Almost kind of trying to copy Morocco's play there and almost working themselves into trouble with that poor ball from Bombito. Yeah, they can't afford to let this drop at the moment, Canada. The game fall away from them. Halal gives it away cheaply. Here is Ahmed up against Hakimi, works it into Eustáquio, clips it towards the area. Targeted was Buchanan. Johnston picks it back up, hooked away by Mazraoui, and seen away for a Canadian throw. Yeah, very frustrated, Mohamedou Abi down there on the sidelines, as you would expect. Johnston battling to get the throw in. Mazraoui had the last touch there. He might have hurt himself, Monsieur Mazraoui, but will be a Canadian corner. This will be their 5th corner of the game for Canada. Yeah, it did come off Mazraoui and then was just clattered by Halal. He was battling for the ball as well. Morocco haven't had a corner yet, and this is Canada's 5th. Have to make the most of these. Eustáquio again over it. 35 minutes, 10 to go in the half. Eustáquio gets a bit of whip on this one. Flicked on the near post, it's not cleared away. Ahmed trying to create something out of it. The Fougerolles throwing his body on the line to get something, but gives away the foul on Bouhaddi. After all that, pretty anticlimactic end to that move. And the Fougerolles there just kind of bundling over Bouhaddi. And Buchanan as well, trying to battle in there. Not much joy on that occasion for Canada. Mazraoui. Caught in possession there. That's what I mean. Shocking play again from Morocco. I mean, Nasir Mazraoui has so much time on the ball there, and still sees the man running at him and doesn't move out of the way. Doesn't try and get the ball away. It's just incredibly slow from Morocco. It's really, really disappointing. Fabulous though again from Buchanan. But it's not like they've had to work really hard, Canada, to win it back. Morocco playing into Canadian hands at the moment. Alistair Johnston with another long throw here. Launching it into the area. A little bit of a loop on it. It's cleared away. Diffuserol helped in clearing that. Alistair Johnston down the line again. Wrestled and lost that battle, but picked up loosely by Sigur. Now Johnston. Diffuserol. Johnston again. Stolen away by Mazraoui. And now Morocco try to hit on the counter, but nothing coming out of that. I think there was a foul though in the build-up, which the referee will pull back for. Nasir Mazraoui brought down in the mix. Yeah, he just clatters into Bombito. He makes no attempt to get anywhere near the ball. Yeah, it's just a bit of a Senegal one there from the Canadian centre-back. There's the man who had to come off for Morocco, Ismail Saibari. That's a major loss for Morocco. It adds to their lack of quality in this first half. They haven't had that man for quite a while now to try and target. But even when he was on the field, it's not like they were peppering the ball towards him. Struggling. They struggled the whole way through this first half, Morocco, to do anything of any great quality in and out of possession. It's been a real struggle for Morocco to this point. Canada again continue with their press. Again, another foul given away. Unahi this time was caught. Here's the clip there from Sigur trying to battle for the ball and catching Unahi, giving away the free kick. Mazraoui. Halal back to Bono, of course. Ball down the line there, bouncing one that will ease its way into the hands of Crepo. Larea was slightly pushed and he's not too happy. He's going to square up to Ashraf Hakimi, and now the referee Michael Oliver has to calm it all down, and everybody's kicking off here. Brahim Diaz got a little bit antsy there as well. The referee Michael Oliver, I mean, like a useless wet bit of paper there trying to stop that shit. I mean, it was useless. They're trying to stop with the referee, but it all turned into chaos all of a sudden. Larea not happy that Hakimi kind of shoved him off the ball, and then Larea got his own back trying to square up to Hakimi, and then it all just kicked off from then. Just, I mean, madness. I think they'll both be booked here, and rightfully so. Ashraf Hakimi having a very heated discussion with Ashraf Hakimi. And the referee has given him a yellow card, and I think Richie Larea will receive one as well after a quick talking to from the referee. So Ashraf Hakimi in the book for this. There's an elbow into the back of Richie Larea. And Richie Larea not happy. Comes back at Ashraf Hakimi. He has a little wry smile after that, and then gets all up in the face of Richie Larea as he took the hump. And both get a booking. Ball from Crepo. Punch forward, it's a bouncing ball that's hooked clear. Balena Nawi. Awkward one for Canoes to get control of, and Alistair Johnston twisting and turning to find the ball. Lose it there, Canada. We'll actually get a foul here on Sigur by his opposite number, Bilal El Canoes. It's been a bit stop-start in the last 15 minutes. So it hasn't been the... After the hydration break, hasn't been the most fluid of games, to say the very least. Still feel though Canada are the better side and the more dangerous of the opponents. Morocco just lacking, lacking so much, offering very little. It's a bit of a real surprise to this point that they haven't offered very much, Morocco. But that's continued so consistently throughout the half that they've just... it's not even struggling anymore. It's just they haven't figured out a way of getting past Canada. And I genuinely think they haven't... they've not passed with any sort of vision, any sort of idea. They almost look like they're lost on the pitch. Their goalkeeper is standing 10 yards out of his own goal and has no clue where to pass the ball. There's no vision, no idea, no incentive. Really negative from Morocco at this point. Really negative. And it's not even like it's like they're controlling the game and they're slowing the tempo of the game. They're not even doing that anymore. It's just... it's anti-football what they're doing right now. It's not football. They're not playing. They're standing still, hoping that something will happen. Stakio battling to win it back. I just think Canada have just showed an energy that Morocco just haven't had right the way throughout this game. Brahim Diaz gets on the ball here. First opportunity to run. He was slightly tugged back. Going to get a yellow card handed out here to another Canadian. Racking up the yellow cards, the referee. It's Jonathan David that time that committed the foul. Yeah, it was Jonathan David. He just tracked back there for Canada. Yeah, quite a lot of yellow cards in this first half. And it's not been a tournament we've seen a lot of yellow cards. Certainly in the last number of games we haven't seen many yellow cards, but English referee Michael Oliver certainly knows where his yellow card is in this first half. Free kick here for Morocco. A rare chance to get the ball towards the area. Hakimi lofting it out to the right, flicked on. Fougerolles though, first to react to clear it away. Headed on by Jonathan David as Larea couldn't take it down. Nahi, and that comes off Rahimi, helped by Fougerolles out for the throw in to Morocco. Last minute of the first 45. Canada 0, Morocco 0. That's a late challenge there on Richie Larea, or Ahmed, sorry. That's another yellow card. And that is Azzedine Ounahi. I mean, that's just an awful challenge. Really shocking challenges, some of these. Ounahi's one, that's awful. Really late. It's the 5th yellow card of the first half, of this first half. There really hasn't been that gripping, fluid, attacking game of football. It's been very aggressively negative for Morocco. I have to say, give credit to Canada. They've done really well in trying to be positive, trying to play the ball, make things happen, but Morocco have been so devoid. Well, Canoes though does well. Rahimi wanted a foul, but referee said he went over a little easily. Chance here for Canada to break. Jonathan David tried to break the ball to the right, run out of room. Will be a throw into Morocco, 6 added minutes at the end of this first half, by the way. Yeah. Not enough in that for me on Rahimi. There's another free kick. Jonathan David with another late tackle. Remember, he has to be very careful now. It's on a yellow card. And Unahi there. Look at the energy from Shea there. Really battling. It's a job there. Just about held off the pressing man. But that's what I mean. There's an energy, there's a desire, there's a kind of an idea in this Canadian team of what they want to do and how they want to play. They seem like they have an understanding of what the direction to success is in this game. Morocco, look lost. They look absolutely devoid. It is really bizarre. And I don't think it's what Mohamedou Abi was expecting from his team. I think he would be furious at half-time. They have done literally nothing in this first half, Morocco. Literally nothing. That's putting it kindly. Sigur there, not too happy with the foul he gave away, or seemed deemed to have given away. It was a foul, he just shoved over the defender there. They can be a little bit angry with their team as well, the Moroccan fans. Not had much to celebrate or enjoy in this first half from their team's perspective. Canadians maybe a little bit more nervous. You know what their team have tried. First goal in this one, you feel, is absolutely monumentous into what way this game could go. Because if Morocco get it, it will be shell shock for Canada and a real disheartener for the Canadian players and fans, because they could say they've been definitely the better team, and no one, I think, would even disagree with them. I don't even think the Moroccan fans would disagree with that to this point. That's a lovely way to ball in behind. Oliver Shea drifting out to the right hand side. Got a target in Halal to get past, and then Mazraoui covered on the inside as he did get past Halal initially, but Mazraoui was in the way to close it out. Fougerolles. Dangerous square ball. Bombita with a good touch to take it away from the press. Estacio. Down the left comes Lorea. He's got Ahmed wide. Lorea. Estacio. Ahmed. Couldn't quite find it back to Lorea as Bouhaddi evades pressure. Last 2 minutes of the half. This is better for Morocco, who are bursting away. Find Hakimi in space. Now to El Kanous. He was challenged but stays on the ball, El Kanous. As he reverts it back, they give it away really cheaply, Morocco. And again, gifted back to them by a bit of poor Canadian play right off the back. 90 seconds of the first half remains. Achraf Hakimi. Bouhaddi. El Anawi. Hakimi. Brahim Diaz. Bouhaddi. El Anawi. Now back to Hilal. Mazraoui. All the way back to the goalkeeper in Bono. Stephen says Morocco have just heard Senegal are getting the AFCON title back. Maybe that's why they're poor, lol. Well, we'll not get into that chat tonight. We'll not go there. But certainly Senegal weren't beaten by any dark forces in their round of 32 game. They really beat themselves in that one. After Belgium were down and out with minutes to go, and Senegal decided, you know what, let's take this to extra time and give them 2 goals. Incredible comeback though from Belgium, but shocking from Senegal's point of view to throw it away at that sort of range. It's going to be a free kick here. Really late foul on Luc de Fougerolles by Bilal El Kanous. That's another yellow card. It's just so cynical from Bilal El Khanous. He knows he's not getting the ball and decides, you know what, let's just shove Luc de Fougerolles via his face to the ground. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we talk about how many yellow cards we've had. I don't think there's many that aren't deserved. It's 6 yellow cards, and 4 of them are for Moroccan players. And I think all of them have been deserved to this point. It's not been great at all. Half time though, as the whistle goes from referee Michael Oliver. I'm sure he's probably the most relieved of anyone in this stadium to have a half-time whistle blown, because he's had a lot to do with this first half, the referee. But no doubt about it, it is certainly the Canadian fans who will be the happier in terms of the way they've played. But to this point, Morocco are embarrassing a nation here at how poor they have been in this first half. They have offered nothing, and that's being kind. Half-time, it's Canada 0, Morocco 0. Sure, one last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this, and Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions, and there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a 4th, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible.
All this time, I've been holding on so tight, 'cause all that I do was easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. Guess all that I do was easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes.
Welcome back to World Cup 2026 half-time in Houston in our first of our eight round of 16 games here in LFS. It is 0-0 between Canada and Morocco. A first half certainly which Canada can be quite proud of, the way that they have played both in and out of possession, and certainly their press has been quite fantastic. But not only that, the way they've played in possession and their chance creation. Morocco, a pretty dismal first half, you got to say, for the Moroccans, who had just one shot in that first half, an XG of 0.02, despite having just around about 67% of the possession so far, but have done nothing with it. To this point, a reminder for you that we have a very exciting game coming up at 10 o'clock tonight. Paraguay taking on France in Philadelphia. Can Paraguay knock out another big hitter in this World Cup after they knocked out Germany on penalties? Can France beat another one in their dominoes? Or will Les Bleus once again cruise their way to the next round after they did so against Sweden? We'll find out at Paraguay-France tonight, 10 o'clock here on LFS. Really looking forward to that one a little later on. But a quick look at, of course, all of the round of 16 ties, and I have to say there are two that are massively highlighted in my mind, and we'll cover both of them here on LFS. Brazil-Norway tomorrow and Portugal-Spain on Monday. Monday, apologies. Really looking forward to those two games. Of course, I'm looking forward to every game that we're covering here on LFS in the World Cup, but those two ties look mouth-watering. Certainly that Portugal-Spain one is mouth-watering. I think either one of those two will be in the semi-finals, no matter what. I don't think USA or Belgium would find a way past either Portugal or Spain, to be honest, but I think Spain will progress. Certainly what I've predicted. My predictions are such as this. I have predicted, I did these predictions at the start of the knockouts, so they're not foolproof, but I have France to go through against Paraguay, Morocco to beat Canada, but that's not looking too good at half-time, Spain to beat Portugal. Do I have Belgium to go through against USA? I think I do. Oh, I don't know about that now. Brazil against Norway. I have England to beat Mexico, Argentina to beat Egypt, and Colombia to see their way past Switzerland in those knockout games. I actually didn't have Colombia to go through in their game against Ghana. It didn't look too bad of a reflection last night with that 1-0 win for Colombia, but ultimately an incorrect prediction for me. And the way I did it is that I did my predictions prior to any of the knockout games taking place, so I didn't know who would play who or when. So it was all of, I got one of the early predictions wrong. I wasn't set up for a great next round. I didn't get many wrong, but I did get one or two. Of course, I think nearly everybody got the Germany-Paraguay one wrong. Definitely. I got Belgium-Senegal wrong. I had Senegal going through and I had Ghana going through against Colombia. Those were the three games, I think, that I predicted incorrectly throughout the knockouts so far. They are only 3 I got wrong out of 16. I'm pretty pleased with that so far. Pretty pleased. But to this point, though, Morocco won't be pleased by any stretch, considering they're already out ready and know what they need to do. 45 minutes at least to try and show up and show what they're made of. So far, the first 45 that they've produced has been quite horrendous, really, from a Moroccan point of view. I'm sorry, there's a bit of hair caught in my earphone there. and it's really annoying. Anyway, they would not be pleased whatsoever, Morocco, with that first half. But Canada know that they had an inspired first 45. They need to show it even better for next 45 if they're going to progress and get to the quarter-final stage, which is unheard of. Massively, massively incredible for Canada if they were able to do that. It would be absolutely sensational stuff if they were to get to the quarterfinals. I think a lot of people predicting Morocco to go through in this game, but the vibe of the co-hosts is something special in this tournament, I have to say. All three co-hosts have stepped up to the plate. You know, Canada didn't have a World Cup record coming into this one in terms of anything of real great note. They had never picked up a point. They'd never won a World Cup game. They didn't have history at the World Cup. They barely had a goal. One man had scored for them in their whole of the World Cup history, and that was Alphonso Davies coming into this tournament. So they are creating history as we speak for their country. And then we talk about the USA and Mexico. They've had history before in the tournament. We know that. But they're both impressing massively to the point where they're going into their respective games against Belgium and England going, they have a chance. That's really, really incredible. There's a Kimi here, showing a bit of a better action on the ball and run into Richie Larea, who will see it out for the throw. And a bit of a bust up in the first half, Ashraf Hakimi and Richie Larea. That battle will continue right the way throughout the game, I would suspect. Hakimi gets the ball back here. Again, Larea to block. This time it will be another throw-in. Well, Morocco can't be any worse than they were in that first 45. Certainly on the ball, they can't be any worse. I would suspect them to be much quicker, show more energy. It was really simple for Canada to break them down. It was, I mean, I take nothing away from their work rate, but Morocco certainly played into the hands of Canada in that first half. They're a team that press high, that press with intensity, but in the right moments, Canada, and they executed it to perfection in that first half. And they've done it again here, given away really cheaply by Hakimi. Here's Oluwaseyi, little 1-2. Tani Oluwaseyi settled to go and win the corner instead of having a awkward shot. Stacchio having an instant chat with the referee. Not too sure what that's about. We'll see it again. Maybe a pull on Ahmed. Yeah, he did pull him, Unai. And Unai's on a yellow card as well. Maybe that's the claims. Oluwaseyi does really well with a 1-2 link up with Jonathan David. Really nice play. Didn't see much of those two kind of combining in that first half, and that's certainly where Canada at one of their best. Certainly we've seen that quite a lot against South Africa, where David and Oluwaseyi were working off each other really well. Haven't seen that as much. Stacchio with a corner, takes it short. Buchanan lays it back to Stacchio. Into the area for Larea, squares it across. Swung into the box on the right, and the shot from De Fougerolles off balance, off targets. Stephen says Morocco have actually been quite poor in getting this far. Hakimi in behind, that's going to be a foul. Luc De Fougerolles fully committed. And it's going to be the first yellow card of the second half, and the 7th overall in the game. Yeah, really smart centre-forward play from Sofiane Rahimi. And Luc De Fougerolles falls for it. And mistimes his tackle and gives away, gets himself a yellow card, shall I say. So that's the 7th yellow card of the game. 3rd for Canada. And a rare attacking moment for Morocco. Certainly their best set-piece opportunity of the game. Free kick, right-hand side, Ashraf Hakimi. Lays it to the edge of the box, and the shot is into the bottom right corner. Unai with a finish of pure quality and accuracy. Directing it into the nets with such nonchalant fashion. And that was perfection from the set-piece of Morocco. And heartache for Canada. Not long into the half, and Morocco hit the front here in Houston. Hakimi, you think he's going to whip it in. No one tracking Unahi on the edge of the box. Hakimi just squares it back to his man. And Unahi coolly takes it and slots it. Bottom right corner. Canada 0, Morocco 1. Great execution. Yeah, really, really nice. Great from Hakimi. Faked everyone. Laid it back to Unahi in the D. Spun it perfectly into the bottom right corner. Really well taken goal. It's maybe not what they deserve overall in the game, Morocco. Their first chance of the second half. They're only their second shot on target of the game. They're only their second shot of the game. But a bit of brilliance. And a wonderful little finish. Means Morocco lead here in Houston. They didn't have much to celebrate, those Moroccan fans, until that point. But they're certainly celebrating now. Now a response needed from Canada. Certainly not the performance so far for Morocco, but they have the goal, which Canada do not. And that's what it all comes down to. You talk about knockout football so often about it's more than about the performance, it's about the result. Doesn't matter how well you've played or how badly you've played, but if you can find a way to win and get through, that's all that matters. This is a Moroccan side on an unbeaten run. Certainly their best in football history in Morocco. The longest unbeaten run for the country. They're not going to give up without a fight. Whether they deserved it or not is another conversation, but it's now response time for Canada. It's Larea. No room there. Battling back in. Oliver Shea got in a tussle. Real physical game now. Challenge is flying in. As Hakimi bursting down the right. Morocco on the break now. It's Achraf Hakimi. 4v3. Hakimi cuts back inside. He's still going, Achraf Hakimi. And then was well challenged by Richie Larea, who comes away with the ball. Larea up against Buwadi and just runs that one out of play for a throw. They've just lost their groove a little bit, Canada. Kind of dropped away from them at the end of the first half, where they really failed to create much energy in the final third at the end of the first period. Just kind of continued into the second half in a similar fashion, where they just haven't been able to create much danger. The worrying sign now, as I say, is that they've found themselves behind, so that's a bit more urgency needed from Canada right now. Need to find it once again, as Rahimi was offside there. It's going to be a free kick to Canada. Lots of time, though, for Jesse Marsh's team. What can he conjure up? Caught on the ball there was Eustachio. Rahimi. Dropping him very deep there to get involved. Halal back across to Issa Diop. Now Hakimi. All the way back to Diop again. Guessing that's Southampton. Steve says get Southampton's Laren on. Kyle Laren on the bench for Canada. Well, now their the passage of play. Possession-based stuff now for Morocco in terms of their build-up. Slower tempo. It's much more palatable now, although that's given away really cheaply. Larea wins it back. Oliver Shea's cut across the area was to really no one. Too many Moroccan defenders in the way to allow Ahmed to make anything of that. And that's good hold up by Brahim Diaz. And they're away here, Morocco. It's Rahimi in behind. Got a man charging in. He tries to cut it across. Carried a little wide and then blocked by Bombito for the corner. Yeah, really dangerous breakaway from Morocco. They failed to do that too much in the first half. if at all, to find breakaway chances. A corner for Morocco. Their first of the game. Ashraf Hakimi, in the last time he was in this sort of area, taking a set piece, it ended in a Moroccan goal. Not too long ago. Hakimi, a little low with the delivery. Dealt with at the near post by Ahmed. Switch ball back in by Hakimi. That's a little too deep that time. Goal kick. One delivery too short, the other one too long. Can't get the long or short of it. Well, baffling. Disbelief really for Jesse Marsch as to how his team find themselves in this sort of position right now. That's the cruel side of football though. When you have chances, and I said it in the first half, when you have chances and you have moments in games where you're on top and you don't score in those moments, and you don't take those chances, you will find yourself punished. You will come under a moment where the opposition team have a chance, and 9 times out of 10, when you've been the better team and don't take your chances, you will be punished. It's strange how it works in football. It's the cruel nature of it. You have to be clinical when you're on top, otherwise you can find yourself in a really tricky position. Canada now find themselves in that exact situation. Oh, that's an awful ball from Eustachio. Ultimately his teammates bail him out there. Sold Alistair Johnson down the river with that pass. Launch ball up the fields. Headed on by Ahmed. Much movement beyond him. Bouncing ball. Sigor flicking it forward again. Met by the head of Issa Diop. Awkward bounce for Defougerol, who dealt with it well, and Sigor with the overhead kick. Again, easily retrieved by the Moroccan defence of Halal. Hooked away by Bono. Defougerol, another not best of his headers. Hakimi was trying to threaten and shoved over Larea. Referee giving the free kick. Nice direct ball down the line here for Ahmed. And cut it back across. Good block by Aoubuadi. Behind for the corner. A little bit better there from Canada. They need to get themselves in more dangerous positions. Start to create 1 or 2 chances here to garner their momentum back. There's a lot of supporters in Houston. Eustachio to take this corner again. Signal from Alistair Johnston as maybe to what sort of corner to deliver or what set piece, because it's a hand signal if I've ever seen one. Eustachio, closed fist, whatever that signal is. Right footed, deep to the back post. Headed down by Defougerol. Bit awkward for Bouadi, he just about dealt with it. Seen out for the throw in the far right hand side. Halal was battling as well in there, trying to make all dealt with. Christopher says, why don't we bring on Alphonso Davies now? We need him out there now. I think we will see some Canadian changes very shortly. I suspect that Jesse Marsch will be going to his bench very soon. Long throw from Alistair Johnston. Headed away by Mazraoui. Fed back wide by Eustachio. Johnston back to Eustachio. Absolutely awful pass by Alistair Johnston, well over hits, and Eustachio had no chance at controlling that one. He did his best. They keep the pressure on here, Canada. We'll win another throw-in. John says, barbecuing and listening to you broadcasting the match from San Bernardino in California. Great job. Thank you very much for joining us, John, and everybody who's watching us here on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining us for this one. There's a bounce ball in behind. Oh, it's a shove there on Buchanan. He's reluctant to call for it. I think the flag's up anyway. Mazraoui's gone down holding his torso, whatever that's about. And Buchanan quite clearly verbalising his frustration. You don't need to be a lip reader to figure that one out. Yeah. Just offside. Issa Diop. Hilal, maybe a little lucky there. Yeah, it's a little naive from Hilal in that situation. And then a head clash between Johnston and Mazraoui that sees Mazraoui down. But he was offside, it looked like, there, Buchanan. Of course, they will have the benefit of VAR if there was ever concern. That would have been a penalty, but officials on the field dealt with it. Bono with a long launch. Fougerolles again doing well with his head. Nice reverse by Estacio. This is good football from Canada. Almost well closed out from the Moroccan midfield. Jonathan David with it. Not a great ball. The build-up though from Canada was quite nice. Sharp, short passing. So difficult to stop at times, that one pass, one touch passing. No matter who you are, no matter what you are, in terms of your status as a country or a team, one touch passing is probably one of the most difficult things to stop. Certainly defensively, when you've got it at the right rhythm, the right pace, the right movement, everything clicks. It's almost indefensible. Beto trying to go much more direct there. That one not quite finding Oliver Shea. Well, you kind of feel it's getting to the point where Canada need to make a switch, because right now they're trying without much end product and trying to battle for this leveller. And they've kind of hit a sticking point in the game, Canada. But they do need someone else, something different. Fresh legs or fresh ideas off the bench. Looks like there is some movement down there. Looks like there is a man already dressed up. It looks like Kyle Larin is the one who's ready down there for Canada, but we're going to see Moroccan changes first. Going to see Chemsdeen Talbi, the Sunderland player, and Sofian Amrabat also coming on. Fenerbahce man, former Man United player, of course. Sofian Amrabat, Chemsdeen Talbi, the Sunderland player. We're going to see Ayab Bouadi replaced, as well as Bilal El Kanous. So El Kanous and Bouadi off, Talbi and Amrabat on, and we're going to see Oliver Shea replaced by Kyle Larin here for Canada. So switches from both teams here at this juncture. That's lovely. Down the right hand side here for Morocco. It's Rahimi, played it just behind Chemsdeen Talbi. His first action of the game. Well one back though. Here is Mazraoui. Talbi. No, he trying to evade pressure. Riding those challenges. Wide to Mazraoui. It's better play from Morocco. Mazraoui cuts onto his right. Swung it in towards Rahimi. Cleared away by Fougerolles. Cycled way, well there. Brahim Diaz with a lovely little 1-2. Couldn't find the return as Fougerolles launched it clear. Ooh, little bit nervy there from Halal. Kyle Larin trying to get himself around the field. Early doors here. And really much quicker from Morocco, and lovely football between the lines. Here is Brahim Diaz wide, firing across, queuing up there, and it took an awkward deflection. It helped Canada clear their lines. Sigur with the clearance. That's again really sloppy play though. Tried the back heel there, Ahmed, and then ended up giving it away in a sliding tackle. Gives away the foul. Yeah, really sloppy play. Look at that from Brahim Diaz though. Nutmegging Richie Larea. Absolutely sending Ahmed as well the wrong way. Incredible quality. Well, there was no doubting the quality of Morocco. It's just their performance that was well below par in the first half. Well below expectation, but they've been better since half-time. Right now they have the goal, which as it stands would see them into the quarterfinals once again. Lovely direct ball again. It's really route one as Rahimi in behind. Felt he was held there. Michael Oliver disregards his claims. Canada, Jonathan David now. All the way back to Alistair Johnston. Bombito. Defougerol. Just about kept it in there. Ahmed. Larea on the inside. Ahmed trying to find a way past Brahim Diaz. Does well. Ahmed. Larea. Flag stays down. Richie Larea runs out of room and the flag goes up anyway. Yeah, it looked like he might have just strayed offside there, Richie Larea. That's what I said. Flag stays down. He just, yeah, he doesn't even stray offside. He's miles offside. Miles offside. As we see what would be the winning goal. Azzedine Unahi with the goal. Now quite early in this second half. 50 minutes from Unahi. Elation from the Moroccan fans. Still in the balance here in Houston. Just under 25 minutes to go. We'll have the hydration break in the second half very shortly, but just under 25 minutes on the clock. Still only 1-0 to Morocco. Bono almost caught out by the run of Buchanan. Lovely little chest there into the path of Eustachio, who's closed out. Oh, field reactions. Bono absolutely clattered there by Kyle Larin. Come charging through, absolutely upending the Moroccan goalkeeper. Whether he had the right to go for the ball or not, he absolutely comes steaming through here. Yeah, he had the right to go for the ball, but he was just late on the goalkeeper. Kyle Larin, completely right to go for the ball. He was just a bit late. But he's going to get a yellow card. And that's going to trigger the hydration break. It's certainly been not to the same level for Canada from the second half to from their first half performance. Much more of a struggle, which we kind of expected Morocco to be much better than they were in the first. They couldn't have been any worse than they were in the first half, but I think they just need an injection of something here, Canada. And if he is able, they need Alphonso Davies, because they're running out of time. They're going out of the World Cup at the moment. There's no point in saving him. You're not saving him for anything because you'll not be here. Whether he's fully fit or not, he is the difference maker for this Canadian side. Right now, you need someone to make the difference. Reminder for you, this is a full look at all of the round of 16 ties here in LFS. This is the first of the 8 ties that we will have. And of course, the second game of the night, Paraguay against France, is a 10 o'clock kickoff here in LFS. That's later on this evening. But this hydration break, it's been kind of shielded as, in a lot of games, kind of as tactical breaks, and we're seeing that kind of bore out once again. Two head coaches are trying to reassert some message to their players in what is a crucial point in the game. Final 20 or so minutes. Morocco at the moment in a winning position right now. But if anything, this World Cup has taught us it's not over till it's over. That's what we have certainly been reminded of at this World Cup so far. Now he called for focus from his team. There's been a laser focus really from Morocco since. Jesse Marsh just trying to give his players the right message to try and find a way back into this game. Shmel Saibari so wishes he could be out there. He was out there for not too long in the first half of his injury that saw him out of the game. Canada needs something though. Maybe someone. There's a number of players, certainly substitutions, that might be in the offing here for Canada. It looked like he was trying to get a couple of subs ready. Giving some information to the substitutes there. Now we're back underway again after the hydration break into the last 20 minutes of normal time. Canada 0, Morocco 1 here in Houston. As it stands, Canada will be the first of the co-hosts on the chopping block at this World Cup and heading for home. They're not playing at home right now. They're in Houston. They've faltered that chance to play on home soil for their first 2 knockout games by not winning their group. And they're having a real discussion down there, Jesse Marsh and his coaches, to try and see what they can do, what they can conjure up, what they can pull together. I think there's one man on the bench. Just bring him on and see what happens. Need some fresh legs as well up there. I think the wide areas, they just look a little bit jaded, Canada. Ahmed and Buchanan just look a little bit off the ball, just a tiny bit. Some fresh power in those wide areas mixed with Alphonso Davies could be the real recipe for success. I think bring on Schaffelborg or Liam Miller, and maybe, of course, at the same time bring on an Alphonso Davies, and you've got a chance, Canada. Fresh legs and incredible talent and quality. Whatever they do, they're going to have to make some changes soon. It's not working right now. It hasn't worked for quite a while for Canada. Well, they hope that will change with the players on the field. Will that be a call? It will be dangerous to make at this stage. Diffuse roll. He's it back here to Crepo. Played forward into the path of Bombito. Now down the right, and too much. Be kept in for Alistair Johnston there. Seemed to have come up with his formula down there. Jesse Marsh and his coaches. And when they pulled the trigger, some very worried Canadian fans in the stands. And the self-named, self-proclaimed by their manager, Canadian heroes, show and pull off some heroics once again for their country. Well, battled by Bombito. Stacchio all the way back to the keeper, who goes a bit of a launch. Second ball picked up by Stacchio, who will hoof it into a dangerous area. Halal, a dangerous ball back to his keeper, but Bono, calm as you like, in settling that one into his hands. Seemed to be a composure about Morocco now that Canada just haven't been afforded. Seem to be professional about it now, Morocco. Maybe just trying to see out this result. Dangerous game to play. Laren, David would hold off. Back to Sigur. Wide to Larea. Back to Diffuse-Roll. Sigur. Switched across to the right-hand side. Bombito. Need to be a little bit quicker here, Canada. Wide area. Not much room for Ahmed to possess or progress. Will win the throw-in, though. James Dean Talby backtracking. Helping out defensively against Buchanan. 15 on the clock. Till 90 minutes is surpassed. Quarter of an hour for Canada. Alistair Johnston has taken another long throw here. Loops it into the area, up over the head of Bombito. Bounces back towards the fullback. Swung in by Sigur. Not cleanly taken away by Bono. Stakio picks it back up. Now Ahmed lifts it into the area. Away that time by Issa Diop. Johnston. Good touch by Stakio. Trying to get the shot off. Was dragged back. And it's a free kick right on the edge of the area. He was dragged back there, Stefan Stakio. I think he's insistent that it's more than a free kick and maybe in the box, but it's definitely not inside the box. Right on the edge. Free kick. Sofian Amrabat with the pull. Trying to get him off balance. Definitely a foul. Massive set piece chance this for Canada. Well won by Stefan Stakio. Right on the edge of the right on the edge of the box, inside the D. Slightly to the left, very slightly off centre. To the left a little bit. But the danger and the difficulty with a free kick of such close range, of which this is, that it needs to be absolutely perfect if you're going to weight it over the wall. You need to get it absolutely pinpoint perfect, up and down, to perfection. It's a set piece that opened the scoring. Can Canada respond with something of a similar nature? Is Ahmed, Rhea and Jonathan David, the three that are surrounding the ball. It's actually Ahmed and David that are up beside it. Let's see what's in the locker here for Canada. It's Jonathan David trying to clip it, and as I suspected, it just skips over the crossbar. That's the difficulty, as I said, with this sort of range around 19 yards. You just have to kind of chip it, and while you are chipping it, it's just about getting it back down, and it just doesn't dip in time. A goal kick is the final ultimate outcome, but it is the correct one. It's just not ultimately raw, great effort and quality. So double substitution here. Ahmed and Larea taken off. Promise David is certainly on, as well as Jacob Schaffelberg. So two attacking changes for Canada. Schaffelberg and Promise David on to replace Richie Larea and Ahmed. Schaffelberg directs it towards Buchanan, and that was an effort from long range, saved by Bono behind for the corner. Really good from Buchanan here. Tajon Buchanan goes for the rocket from range, arrowing towards that bottom left corner. Really good stop by Bono to save behind for the corner. Yasin Bono with the stop. Stakio to deliver once more. 11 minutes left till 90. Canada pushing. Swung in by Stakio, cleared away at the front post. Wanted a foul there, Morocco in the box. Referee waves it away. Sigur from deep. Switches it to the back post. It's Promise David getting his head onto that, but well over and wide, and there was a foul anyway from Promise David on a Moroccan defender in Nasser Mazraoui. See this Buchanan chance again, really well worked. It all starts with that great ball by Jacob Schaffelberg to find Buchanan in that central area. Really incisive pass. And ultimately, shot well stopped by Bono. As I said, optimistic from that long range, but it's worth a shot. 10 minutes for Jesse Marsh and his team. Try and conjure up something to provide a moment that the Canadian nation can be proud of. It's kind of lacked in this second half. What can they conjure up? It's Estacio to take a free kick just inside the Moroccan half. Stefan Estacio got everybody forward. Oh, taken short this. It's fallen here to the right hand side. Jonathan David back to Estacio, clips it into the area. Headed away there. Unahi, who scored the goal, back defending in his own box there. Here is Crepo, only man back really for Canada from this sort of position. It's the sort of situation they find themselves now, Canada. Fougerolles trying to reverse it. Well cut out, and now they're on the breakaway here, Morocco with the man advantage. It's a lovely weighted ball, this could finish it. Brahim Diaz gets all clogged up, and then the shot is in. A killer counter-attack from Morocco. Seemingly should settle it here in Houston. 2-0 with less than 10 minutes to go. And it is Moroccan magic on the counter that provides the second goal. As Canada were pushing for a leveller, they took the risk of pushing too many forward, and they pay the ultimate price. Fabulous finish, 2-0, and Unahi once more, he single-handedly is creating a route to the quarter-finals for Morocco. Canada 0, Morocco 2, and that man, Azzedine Unahi, with both. Again, beautifully weighted through ball. I think Brahim Diaz has just messed it all up when two get around him, but it leaves the space for Unahi, jolly on the spot. Picked out by Brahim Diaz, just a little layoff, takes a deflection off the Fougerolles, but Unahi, take no mistake in that, a well-timed, accurately taken finish. Really nicely done. 2-0. That should be game, set and match. We talk about their counter-attacking pace, Morocco. It's usually with Saibari. On that occasion, it was Unahi. And he is on the double for the day. And now Canada with a major mountain higher than the Rockies to try and climb, to try and stay in the competition. Talk about clinical. Morocco with two big chances in the second half in front of goal, and both taken. Estacio. Now Jonathan David blocked. Deflected awkwardly. Could have been kind to Canada, but it was unkind. Well won back though. Jonathan David, Schaffelberg, just too close to Bono in the goal. He jumps on top of it to ensure it doesn't go to any dangerous rebound. Kind of feel a little bit sorry for Canada, but it's been coming in terms of they've been pushing but with no ends. It came at a most awful time for them when they were building momentum to try and find that equaliser. It's now all out desperation to try and get a goal to make any sort of contest of this late. Too telegraphed there from Alistair Johnston. And now the Bono with it bowling out. Here's Unahi on a hat-trick, remember, it's 3v4. Unahi headed on off the underside of the crossbar from Rahimi. That should have been it. Goodness me. Very open game now. Switched out to the left. Here's Jonathan David. No patience needed from either team now. Buchanan fired back across. That's hooked behind. That will be a corner to Canada. Well, they came ever so close to being 3 goals down. Again, outnumbered on the counter-attack, and it's just an early ball. Fed in by Unai. And the header by Rahimi completely beat Crepo. Come off the underside of the crossbar and bounce down for Crepo to get his hands to it, but goodness me, that was close. Should have been 3, could have been 3. Buchanan, smart to leave it. David, now wide to Schaffelberg. Clips it in a little bit. Convincingly cleared, shall I say. David with a little flick. Buchanan, Schaffelberg, early cross. Cleared away. Chested down by Sigur. Trying a little bicycle kick into the box. Not the best. Cleared away again. Back onto Promise David. Estacchio. Directing it out to that right side. Alistair Johnston. They need a goal imminently, Canada, to make anything of this late. We saw Belgium do it against Senegal when they were 2 down and inspired 2 late goals to rescue a level and then ended up winning in extra time. Canada needs something of that nature. Morocco are going to make the substitutions. Try and hold them out for this final numbers of minutes. We're going to see Samir Al-Murabet and also going to see the introduction of Marwan Sadan. So a double substitution, also a double sub for Canada. Sigur and Buchanan are both off. So changes afoot. Unahi and Diop off for Morocco. El Murabet and Sadan on. And Canada have made their double substitution as well. That will be the last of the subs. Corner, or free kick delivered in. Promise David was ever so close, beaten to it by Bono. And Bono's gone down, as has Promise David. It's Bono that looks the worst of the two, though, at this moment in time. See it again, absolutely clattering each other. Yeah, it's both going for the ball. Such an unfortunate collision. It's one that can certainly very easily happen. And confirmation of those changes for Canada as well. Buchanan and Sigur off. Jonathan Osorio and Jaden Nelson are on. So clearly, Alphonso Davies is not enough, not fit enough to come off the bench. It's a massive surprise, though. Clearly, I mean, I don't think Jesse Marsh would think twice about bringing him on if he was able to, so he's clearly not able to come on, but it's a massive loss for Canada that he isn't able to enter the fray here. Canada needs some inspiration. They're running out of time. As it stands, Morocco en route to the last 8. And at half-time it looked like they were down and out in a real horrible situation. In a really tough game. My goodness me, they turned it around at half-time and they come out in the second half. Look 10 times better, Morocco. Again, they haven't been anywhere near threatening enough. Certainly not to the level you expect if they're going to go and face possibly a France side in the quarterfinals if they get past Paraguay. And it will be a tough task for Morocco, but that's a thought for another day. Right now, you have to beat who's in front of you, and right now they've done that as it stands. They are doing that as it stands, shall I say. Promise David, not the best of hold-ups, but he will win the foul out of Halal. Last minute of the 90, they're going to need a late bonanza here, Canada. Stacchio takes it to Schaffelberg. Bodies in the box. Schaffelberg's deep delivery. A little bit overhit. Brought down. Fired towards the goal. On the edge of the area, and it's hooked to clear. Anywhere will do from Nasir Mazraoui there. was Jonathan Osorio with the effort. That was blocked. Stacchio directing from deep. Osorio. It's now or never for Canada. They need 2 goals in added time now as we surpass the 90-minute mark. Bouncing around the edge of the area, this ball. It's nicely guided away. Forced back to the goalkeeper there from Bombito, who, along with Stacchio, the only 2 back for Canada. 8 added minutes. Lots of time. Nice work there from Nelson into the box. It drops, and there's actually going to be a foul against Caoimhan, who handled the ball. Yeah. Well, it seems to be a step too far for Canada. But let's make no doubt about it. If they do go out here, Canada, which looks incredibly likely right now, they have had one hell of a tournament. One hell of a tournament. They are a team that have come into this World Cup with all the expectation of a host, with none of the record in previous World Cups. 1 goal by their own man in Alphonso Davies. No points, no wins, no history really in the World Cup. And they come into it as hosts, embarking on a journey under Jesse Marsh that not many believed in. They did, he did, and now I think the whole of Canada believes in this team in the future. They can be a real test, but right now it might just be one step too far for them. Unless there's something late in this. They're going to have to do something incredibly unbelievable if that's to be the case. Fougerolles directing it forward, just doesn't drop kindly for them. That's hooked away though. Will be a throw into Canada. If they can get one, you never know, but it's about trying to get one. That's the hard part. To Fougerolles. Schaffelberg. Back to Luc de Fougerolles, getting into the box now. Nelson drifting and driving forward. Nelson evading challenge, spinning still, and that's cleaned out for the throw. Or the corner, sorry, by Ashraf Hakimi. Got a little toe in there, Hakimi. Stacchio needs one of the best deliveries of his life right now. Going to go short, discounting that message. Schaffelberg to deliver deep. Oh, both goalkeepers in there. And it's going to be a foul on the Moroccan goalkeeper. Crepeau committed there. I mean, maybe it's a little early to be throwing the goalkeeper up. You're 2-0 down. You miss that there and that's game over. And I'd get it if you're 2-1 down, but it's 2-0. Little bit crazy, that. Didn't even realise that he was up, Crepeau, until he was diving for the ball. A little bit crazy. Bounce down the left here. Really good from Jonathan David in a tight area. Not helped by Caoimhan, but worked out well by Osorio. Johnston to Nelson. Again, communication not there between the players there for Canada. What was that from Crepeau? That was awful. Should've to play for a throw to Morocco. He knows it, but doesn't help. 4 minutes down, 4 minutes to go in added time. Canada need 2 goals. Right now there's very little evidence to show that they'll maybe even get a chance at 1, never mind 2. Morocco there. Took too long to take the throw in. And it goes the opposite direction as the new rule. And now they might benefit of this. Here's Schaffelberg. And sneak it in. Took a deflection. It will be a corner. He did well there, Jacob Schaffelberg. Knew he wasn't going to speed past either of the men in front of him. Ended up having the shot deflected. Winning a corner. Taken quickly. Schaffelberg again with the delivery. Keeper was up again in Crepo. He's still there. Still hanging about. Not rushing his retreat. As Osorio slightly gives it away. Talby with the clearance. Picked up by Nelson. Have to be very careful. Switched across to Schaffelberg. 3 minutes now. Schaffelberg evades. And he's actually going to be given the free kick here by Rahimi, who fouled him. Thought he did evade the foul initially, but it is a free kick. They need this to go in, Canada. That's what it is right now. They've 2.5 minutes and they need this chance, this moment to go in. It's that simple now. There's just not enough time for it not to go in. This is the moment. Their comeback is on. They must score from this. Just under 24 yards. Eustachio rolls it. Nelson's effort blocked. Will drop to Schaffelberg and fires it across. Back post to Fougerolles with a little flick, but that is well wide of the mark. Goal kick. Not enough. Yeah, not enough for Canada in the final third there. That might just get them across the line now, Morocco. Not that they've been under the cost too much in terms of they've still got a 2-goal lead, but if there was to be a comeback chance for Canada, it had to be in that moment where it started. Otherwise, it really is done and dusted right now. There's going to be a foul, a free kick to Morocco anyway with less than 90 seconds left. Excuse me, Rahimi was the one that was down. Well, 4 years ago in the round of 16, Morocco quite incredibly knocked out Spain in a penalty shootout where they won 3-0 in the shootout. An unbelievable result that really catapulted them onto the world stage in terms of they're a team that are here for real business. They ended up going all the way to the semi-finals. This one, a very different prospect, a very different game. Looks like they'll be heading to the same result 3.5 years later. A round of 16 progression to the last 8, and now they've given it away here, Canada. They might end with a bit of icing on the cake here. Chance! Goal! 3-0. It is Rahimi to wrap it up for Morocco. 3-0. It certainly, you have to say, is a scoreline that maybe doesn't reflect the balance of the game. But it certainly reflects how clinical Morocco have been in the final third. They haven't been peppering the Canadian goal. They have been sizzling when they have got there. And they have finished it off in this second half with 3 really well taken goals. That's the difference. In the end, in both boxes, Morocco turn out to be the better outfit. Everything in between has been Canada's. But in football, it's about how you perform in your own box and in your opposition's box. And that's what makes the difference. Morocco on the counter-attack have been killer in this second half. Canada committing so many forward to try and find something of their own. And in 2 of the 3 occasions of which they've scored, Morocco, they've come from counter-attacking situations when Canada have committed bodies forward. That is the game on a plate, served up for the Moroccan fans with a little bit of pizzazz. And that is going to see them quite elegantly through to the last 8. As the final whistle goes, Morocco, for the second tournament running, are into the World Cup quarter-finals, beating the co-host Canada in the end on the score sheet quite convincingly, but certainly not the way the game ended up going. Ashraf Hakimi's coolly taken free kick that dropped for Unahi, who opened the scoring. He then found his second of the game for Morocco's second, Unahi, with 8 minutes to go when Canada were pushing for a leveller to make it 2-0. And then Rahimi with the icing on top of the cake in 98th minutes to make it 3. Morocco certainly weren't at their best today by any stretch. But what they were was clinical when their chances came their way. And that's all they will care about. That's the difference. 3 shots on target in the second half. 3 goals. That is what you call clinical and deadly in the final third. Canada on the day just weren't that. They just didn't have that cutting edge in the final third that they needed. And that in the end is what cost them. Disappointing for the co-hosts, but you got to say they've given themselves a wonderful tournament to this point. An incredible run for Canada. 5 matches at this World Cup. 2 wins. Better than they'd ever done previously. But Morocco have bigger plans. They're a team who are on the rise, Morocco. Semi-finalists in 2022. Now on to the quarterfinals in 2026. And more to come from this Moroccan team. Final score in our opener of the round of 16. It's finished Canada 0, Morocco 3. And that's the difference. Clinical in the final third. That's what makes the difference between the two teams today. And we'll find out a little later who Morocco will play in the quarters. Will it be Paraguay or will it be France? That's a 10 o'clock kickoff here on LFS, and we're looking forward to that one in less than 2 hours' time. Confirmation of that from Philadelphia, where, quite awkwardly, France played against Iraq, and that game was delayed. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen by any stretch tonight, and that we get this game going smoothly between Paraguay and France tonight. So the first hurdle has been reached by Canada that they couldn't jump. And in the end, Morocco, who looked down and out at half-time, who looked well off it at half-time, had a half to turn it around. 3 shots on target, 3 goals. At their clinical best, Morocco, and they sail on to the last 8 and to the quarterfinals. Canada heading back up to cross the American-Canadian border, knowing that they give it all they got. But in the end, it just didn't turn out the right way. Thanks for your company. We'll see you again shortly. Bye-bye.